yours. Okay, you're good.
Is it working?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm going to say like a super profound prayer. Father, you are welcome here. We only desire your presence here. So would you rule and reign in this space right now, Father? Would you take our focus? Would you captivate us by your love and splendor? And bring us closer to you, closer and closer to you, Jesus. You've shown me love by leaving your throne, by bleeding and dying on a cross, that wonderful cross that took all my guilt and sin away. And Jesus, you won me, you've broken every chain with love and mercy. You triumph over death, and you are worthy of glory and praise. Let's sing that again, Jesus. And Jesus, you won me, you've broken every chain with love and mercy. You triumph over death, and you are worthy of glory and praise. Of glory and praise. Father, we have come to bow down in worship. Lifting up our hearts, you're our one desire. With all of heaven, we are singing. With all of heaven, we are singing. And all the angels cry, holy is the Lord God, and all the earth replies, holy are you. And all the angels cry, holy is the Lord God, and all the earth replies, holy are you. To our God we lift up one voice, to our God we lift up one song, to our God we lift up one voice, singing hallelujah. To our God we lift up one voice, to our God we lift up one song, to our God we lift up one voice, singing hallelujah. sorrows, bearing our burdens, healing our hearts. To our God we lift up one voice. To our God we lift up one song. To our God we lift up one voice, singing hallelujah. To our God we lift up one voice. To our God we lift up one song. To our God we lift up one voice, singing hallelujah. To our God we lift up one voice. To our God we lift up one song. To our God we lift up one voice, singing hallelujah. To our God we lift up one voice. To our God we lift up one song. To our God we lift up one voice, singing hallelujah. And hallelujah, singing hallelujah. And hallelujah. Oh, hallelujah. Oh, hallelujah. Make His praise glorious, glorious, glorious. For His name glorious, glorious, glorious. We'll make His praise glorious, glorious, glorious. We'll shout His name glorious, glorious, glorious. We'll make His grace glorious, glorious, glorious. For His name glorious, glorious, glorious. To our God we lift up one voice. To our God we lift up one song. To our God we lift up one voice, singing hallelujah. To our God we lift up one voice. To our God we lift up one song. To our God we lift up one voice, singing hallelujah. Hallelujah, singing hallelujah. And hallelujah, singing hallelujah. And hallelujah, hallelujah, sing hallelujah.
So, I have a new addiction. Yeah. Got a lot of addictions. One is coffee. My newest one is watching drone videos. That has nothing to do with teaching tonight. I'm just kidding. It has everything to do with teaching tonight. And I watched probably 30 of those and just trying to find the perfect one. And I felt like I found the perfect one. What do you think? There's a lot of different options, and it was just great. I was taking a bath and watching drone videos. Oh, it was excellent. You guys take baths? Anybody take baths? Thank you. Baths are the best thing in the world. Have you been to Lush? You haven't been to Lush? You have to go to Lush. And they have these things called bath bombs. It is a game changer in bath nation. Whatever, guys. Whatever. They're awesome. I even bought a couple candles. I bought candles. Whatever. Have you heard of the jackpot candles? Yes? I think that's my next big investment. It's jackpot candles. You buy this $25 candle. Yeah. Hey, it's a pretty big candle, so it's a bang for your buck. And I'll tell you why it's a bang for your buck. Because in the candle there is jewelry. And it could be worth $5,000 or $5. Wow. So I plan on investing pretty largely in this. Probably buy 6 candles. Yeah. And tell me if this is good logic, just as I draw you guys in. Tell me if this is good logic. Okay? I'm going to buy the ones that I don't think are going to smell the best, because those won't sell as much. Yes. So then, right? Like, if they had a fart candle, I would buy that one. And I would suffer. I would suffer for the jewelry. Yeah.
They only do it one, they have them in bath bombs. They have that bath bombs.
Like jewelry?
Yes. They have the same thing for bath bombs.
This is not good for mine.
So, Lex, are you going to get like a pair of earrings or what?
What?
What kind of jewelry is in there, like earrings?
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I hope it's a ring, you know? And then I'll sell it.
Super Bowl.
It'll be great.
Take it.
Oh, you know, that has potential of like another guitar. It has potential of another iPad. It has potential of all these great things. I only have 2. All right. You guys with me? You guys awake?
Yeah.
Yeah? This is good? We're good? Good up in here? All right. Tonight we're going to be talking about birds, helicopters, and drones. Okay? We're not going to talk about the Bible tonight. We're just going to talk about birds and helicopters. No, I'm just kidding. This is going to be great. This is going to be life-changing. Just like my prayer. It's just going to be epic. So, if you were a superhero, what power would you want? Flying? I'm the same way. I would do anything to be able to fly for just a day. I would do anything. Like if I could jump up. Hey, stay with me. Stay with me. Stay with me. If I could do anything on this planet for an entire day, it would just be soaring through the air. Like a majestic bird. Wow. It would be so amazing. And I don't want to just go like this. I don't want to do this. I want to flap my wings, feel it. I want to air out my pits while I do it. But the whole reason I want to do that is because I'm kind of sick of the perspective that I have. You know, on Earth I only have one perspective, and it's 6-foot perspective. That's it. And it's kind of lame. I've gotten bored with it. You know? If I was up higher, I remember when I first started painting, and I was like, dude, this is cool up here. And I feel like my entire life was ruined because I got up there. Did you guys know that UPS trucks, the roof is white? What? The roof is white. It's like they're trying to save money. I mean, what? They couldn't paint the entire truck brown.
Why is it white?
I don't know. They're cheap. So that was like a ruined moment, and it's cool because helicopters and birds get to see all that. And airplanes. Well, they get too high. Can we talk about that for a second? Airplanes, if you get in airplanes, you're insane. You are getting into a piece of metal and you're flying through the air. What? It's terrifying. I'd rather be a bird. No, it's like so low. Birds will fly lower.
Are you crazy?
Oh, airplanes are like 20,000 feet.
36.
But
Just saying.
the whole thing is I would love all this because it's a different perspective on life. I think I would discover more about what life is. I could see more of what, I mean, all of those shots, like, have you guys ever seen anything like that? No, you can climb to the top of a mountain and you still don't get that full effect of what that was. Because you're still on land. If you are in the middle of like a valley and you're looking at the magnificent creation, there's nothing like that. It's insane. Are you guys with me?
Yeah.
That's why I love those videos. They just get me all hypey. But one of my favorite things to do is I love watching police chases. I don't know. I don't know if this is a good thing, but I love watching police chases. This guy weaving through traffic. I don't like when they hit people because then you're like, oh my gosh. But when they're like going on the highway and they're going so fast and there's like the 30 cop cars behind them, I love that. It is so thrilling to me. It just gets me so excited. And just watching the footage, you know, following it, I remember, it's just excellent. There's nothing like it. But it wouldn't be the same if it was all just dash cams and body cams. You know, it would be super lame if it was just a dash cam on a police officer's car, because then all you'd see is the bumper. Instead, we have the luxury of the helicopter view. Oh, and that is just awesome. It makes the chase so much richer, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is coming up next, and what's he gonna do at this intersection? And oh my gosh, this is a rush. It just gets me excited. And then drones are just cool, right?
Mhm.
I've always wanted a drone. Ever since they came out, I was like, I need one of those. Just, that would be so cool. Oh, it would be epic. I would let other people use it. I just think there's nothing like it. I mean, being up that high, there's nothing like it. I love flying in when I get below the cloud level and I get to look at everything. It's so cool, a different perspective on life. Okay, would you guys turn with me to Psalms 32?
Max, can we turn one of these lights on there?
Oh yeah, could you hit the switch on that one there? Psalm 32. Verses 8 through 11. And if someone will read it for us, that'd be great. You want to read it for us? 8 through 11, yep.
Sweet, I got it. I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. I will counsel you and watch over you. Do not be like the horse or the mule, which have no understanding, but must be controlled by bit and bridle, or they will not come to you. Many are the woes of the wicked, but the Lord's unfailing love surrounds the man who trusts in him. Rejoice in the Lord and be glad. You righteous sing, all you who are upright in heart.
Would you read 8 and 9 one more time? Or just 8? Just 8.
I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. I will counsel you and watch over you. Do not be like the horse or the mule, which have no understanding, but must be controlled by bit and bridle, or they will not come to you.
I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. I will counsel you with my eye. That's comforting, right? Would you guys pray with me one more time?
Mhm.
Father God, we love you. It's so good to be here. It's so good to be in your presence. It's so good that you are an intimate God and that you are a relational God and you come down to earth and meet us. That you're you're not this distant being that we just hope to communicate with. That you're here right now, Father. So, Father, would you focus me at the task at hand right now of bringing your word, and may I not get in the way of what's in store for tonight. Use me like a puppet. Control my tongue, control my mouth, control my thoughts. And Father, would you do the same thing for hearts? Would you tear open hearts tonight and transform tonight, and give us a new perspective on what you have for us? Because we desire to be closer to you, Father. We desire to be closer to you. In Jesus' name, amen. So point one. Let's start with point one, because that's a good place to start. God has a bird's eye view on our journey. Is that comforting? Is that also really scary? Scares the crap out of me, because I know who I am. And I like to hide a lot of things. I like to hide my sin. I like to hide stuff that I do. But then it's also comforting because he has a plan for me. And I don't know, where do you guys fall on that? Is that comforting or is that scary? Comforting? Okay. Okay. It makes me think of Adam and Eve in the garden at the beginning of time, you know? It takes me back to that story of where, they were told not to eat of this tree, right? And of course they did. And if it wasn't them, it was me. If it wasn't them, it was you. And if it wasn't, yeah. So they were told not to eat of this tree. And then they do, and they're like, all this shame falls upon them, right? And they are covered with shame and guilt and like, I feel nasty, I need to cover myself. And they try to hide from God. And you know, everybody says our God has a sense of humor, and I truly believe that. Because he says, where are you? Where are you at? Like he doesn't know. You know, and that kind of gives me peace. Kind of. Just because I wish I could hide at moments. You know, there are moments in my life where I feel so disgusting, so shameful, where I do want to hide. I want to hide from God because he is really good and I'm really bad. I'm not a good person. I struggle with that, you know? And I think you guys do too. So I would love to hide from God. But I can't, which is also a good thing. It's hard. It's really hard. Journey with me in this, okay? Shut your eyes. You're going to envision with me. I'm going to go to a cool little town. Okay? So, envision this. I'm going to go back to the police chase. Okay? Because I love police chases. I'm going to go back to the police chase. And in this police chase, envision that these are the characters. Okay? You are the police officers. Okay, so you're driving on the road trying to capture this criminal. You are the police officers. And then God is the helicopter. He's flying over. He's got this really good bird's eye view of what's going on. And the guy running is our end goal, is our mission, right? We're striving to catch this bank robber, okay? So, the police officers just got a call from a bank and said, hey, we just got robbed, and it was a silver Pontiac Sunfire, okay? We just got robbed, and this person went left, and that's all the information that these police officers had, okay? Now envision that helicopters don't exist. It's like, what? How do you find this guy? Well, first thing is, all of the police officers scatter throughout the entire city. They go all different directions and try to find this guy. The hard part about this is all of a sudden a bunch of radio calls are coming in. A ton of radio calls are coming in from other officers saying, hey, I found a silver Pontiac Sunfire. And then you're like, okay, here I come. And then another call comes in from a different officer and says, hey, I found a silver Pontiac Sunfire. And you're like, okay, I'm at this crossroads, where do I go? And then another call comes in and says, hey, I found the car. Hurry up and get over here. Another call, over and over again. You are one officer and you're trying to figure out who you need to follow, of what direction you need to start heading. You feel stressed? There's no helicopter. When I was doing this exercise in my kitchen, I was super stressed out. And sometimes this feels like life, right? You guys can open up your eyes and look at me again. I know you guys have really missed that. Sometimes that feels like life, right? We have all these different people talking into our ears saying, hey, this is the right way to go. Hey, no. This is the right way to go. All of these different directions. And life gets stressful, life gets confusing, life gets anxious, life gets crazy. I don't know how police officers used to do it without helicopters. It was like, what? How do you do it? Anybody have an idea? Seth? That was
Well,
quick.
they could have used the street cameras.
Street cameras, okay, nice. Different perspective also. License plate, okay, I mean, you still have to find the car. You know, okay? Oh, you said license plate too? Super stressful. You're going in all these different directions, and all these other people in your life and your schools are going different directions. Yeah.
Witness reports also.
What?
Witness reports.
Yeah. Yep. But can you trust those?
Not really.
It's crazy. Your friends are telling you one thing. Your parents are telling you one thing. I'm telling you one thing. Your leaders are telling you one thing. Hopefully those are the same. That'd be weird if they weren't the same. That was a bad illustration. But anyways. Let me find where I'm at. I got so excited. Does it make you want to scream sometimes? You just don't know which way to go? I get so angry when I don't know which way to go. I hate nothing more than being lost in my car. You know, that is like the maximum level of stress for me, of being lost in my car. But the comforting part is that God says in Psalms 32 is, I will instruct you, I will teach you in the way you should go. I will counsel you with my eye. I will counsel you with my eye. Okay, envision this again. Shut your eyes. We're going to go back to the police chase. You guys back there? Now all of a sudden helicopters are there. They have a flyover of the entire city. They can see everything. They can spot everything. They've got really strong binoculars. They can see everything. And it doesn't take very long for them to find this person now. It says, okay, they're on I-25 and Broadway, headed northbound. And ta-da. Then everybody's on the same direction, everybody's on the same path, and striving for the same thing. And the other cool thing about helicopters is they can tell the guys on the ground saying, hey, stay away from this area because there's construction. Stay away from this area because there's a lot of traffic. Stay away from this area because there's a parade. Stay away from these areas because they have a different perspective on what's going on the ground. Same thing with our life, right? If God is the helicopter and is flying over us and is keeping a counseling eye on us and watching over us with his own eye, he can say, hey, steer clear of that. If you run into that, hey, take a left turn. Get away from that. That's comforting to me. That's really comforting. Wouldn't it be cool to see what God sees for 30 minutes? That would be like so overwhelming.
Your mind is like.
What?
Even for 30 seconds.
30 seconds, yeah. Then I'd be angry because I'd want more. 30 minutes and I could like feel like I've got enough time. Maybe. What if, sometimes I feel like God kind of dials in like the Terminator. Journey with me through this, okay? You know, the Terminator has like the cool goggles and he can like, and then like pulls up all of your information. I would love, that's how I envision God looking down at all of us. It's like, okay, he dials in on Christina Lori and says, okay, this is where she's supposed to go. He's got this like map that forms and all of this stuff of what she's supposed to do in her entire life. I think it's really unfair that I don't get to see that over my own life. And wouldn't life be so much easier if we just got like bullet points of like, hey, on October 12th, you're gonna do this. On June 4th, you're gonna go do this. That would be so much easier. Yeah, it would. Okay, now think of it this way. Envision with me again. The helicopter radios down to the police officers and says, hey, I found the guy. I know which way you need to go. I have everything mapped out for you. You just have to go this way, okay? And all the officers call back to him and say, I don't really believe you. Like, I'll keep on trying my way. I'll keep on trying to look my way. I'll keep on struggling until I find it. You guys ever do that? God is constantly speaking to us, right? It's just a matter of we want to hear what he's saying or we're listening to him. Just because you're young doesn't mean he doesn't talk to you any less. Just because someone's old doesn't mean that God talks to them more. It's all about that perspective shift of, hey, you need to focus on exactly what the Lord's doing. I wonder if that's how God feels. I bet that helicopter flyer guy would be super frustrated. If he's like, guys, I've got the person. I've got which way you need to go, and we continually say, nah, I'll keep on trying. I bet that frustrates God. You know, and the sad thing is we say, God, I want your will for my life, and I want all of these things that you have to offer, and God, I surrender, and I'll sing that 30 times because that's what Lex leads worship, and I surrender, but I don't really want to try what you have in store for me because that's uncomfortable. I don't want to take that turn. I don't want to go that direction. It's hard, right? Which takes us to point 2. We only see the path that we're on right now. Right? Obvious. We can only see I can only see what I see. Tina can only see what she sees. All of you guys can only see from your perspective on your outlook on life, and it's hard to listen to anything else. Because, we've got it all figured out, right? We're high schoolers, we're middle schoolers, we've got it all figured out. Duh. I had it all figured out in high school. I don't know why you guys don't. Yes. Jeremiah 33, 2 through 3. Write this one down so you can look at it later. It says, this is God's message. The God who made the earth, made it livable and lasting, known everywhere as God. He says, call to me and I will answer you. I will tell you marvelous and wondrous things that you could never figure out on your own. I will tell you marvelous and wondrous things that you could never figure out on your own. I bet they didn't catch many bank robbers back in the day when they didn't have helicopters. I bet a lot of people got rich really fast because they'd rob a bank and be like, huh, this is cool. I'll get in a popular Honda Civic and it'll be cool. And I'll blend right in, right? It's hard to do that now. Or else I'd be rich. Just kidding, I would not. It will show you marvelous and wonderful things. Just like the helicopter has a greater view of what's going on down below, God has a greater view of what's going on in our lives. You know why? Because He created it. Right? He didn't just create the heavens and the earth. He created your plan too. He created you. He didn't just say, oh, I'll just make an Ellie. Here you go. Here you go, world. Ta-da. Have fun. He didn't just do that. He has something significant for you, Ellie. That could be intimidating, right? Like, whoa, what am I supposed to do with that? You guys still with me? Good. Do you think the officers on the ground still argue with the helicopters today?
Sometimes.
You think they do? I bet they don't. Like, yeah, maybe it's against protocol. I don't know. I wouldn't argue with a helicopter guy because he has a really big view of what's going on. I bet they act really quickly. Have you guys ever been on the road and all of a sudden a police officer makes a U-turn and you're like, oh my gosh, my mom's about to be pulled over? Because that was the case with my mom, at least. Like, all of a sudden, we're just driving and my mom kind of has lead foot. She won't know anything that I'm saying right now. But she kind of speeds. Not kind of, she speeds. And all of a sudden, it was so awesome. I love when she gets so nervous. All of a sudden, she sees this cop coming the other way, and then all of a sudden he flips a U-turn and just speeds up. My mom's like, oh, beep! Don't tell her. Okay, don't tell her. Right? And she freaks out. She's like, no! This is going to be awful. I don't want to pay this ticket. And then he flies by her, right? I've seen those situations where the cop reroutes really quickly, right? He's like, okay, I've got a mission. Boom. I was actually pulled over once, and I was let go because, well, just once. Yeah, I'm really good on the road. I was pulled over once, and I was actually with my sisters, and we were going to get yogurt, and all of a sudden we got pulled over, and I was like, oh man, now we're not going to make it to get yogurt because it closes in 5 minutes, and we were 10 minutes away.
He got pulled over!
Man, that took a while for it to get. So we were like, dang, we're not going to get yogurt now. And then all of a sudden he gets another call and he just leaves. It's like, you're not even going to say bye? Why didn't you say bye? But then he had another mission. He had something, I guess, more important, saying bye to me.
Street race.
Yeah. Then I tried to do the yogurt store again. Do you guys believe that God has the best interest for you?
Yes.
Do you truly, though? Like, honestly, if you were to look yourself in the mirror tonight and stare at yourself and really seek and say, hey, do I truly think God has the best interest for me? Or do I think I have the better interest for me? Really think of that. That's hard, right? If God is so loving and so gracious, then why is all this junk going on in my life? Why am I stressed? Why am I anxious? Why am I all of these things? I believe that God has the best interest for us. I think we get in the way too much. At least I get in the way. I get in the way a lot. Point 3, we can trust all parts of God's plan. And this is I guess it's like basic white girl scripture here. So Jeremiah 29:11. Anybody know that one right off the bat? Right off the bat. 29:11. Someone look it up. Read Jeremiah 29:11 through 14.
Oh my gosh.
What is happening right now? Someone have it? Okay, I'll read it. Jeez. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans for welfare and not for evil. Right? Not for evil. He has the best interest for you. Not for evil. I give, or to give you a future and a hope. Then you will call upon me and come and pray to me, and I will hear you. Ah, that's comforting, right? He will hear you. That's great. You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart. I will be found by you, declares the Lord, and I will restore your fortunes and gather you from all the nations and all places where I've driven you, declares the Lord. And I will bring you back to the place from which I sent you. He has our best interest. We can trust him fully. You know, and it takes me back to the beginning of time again with Adam and Eve. He said, hey, you have all of this. Just do not touch that one tree. And what do? Dude, we gotta touch that tree. That's how I envision it. They run to that tree. They get to that tree. He has the best interest for us. He wants to steer us away from the traffic and construction and the obstacles in our life. You know, tonight I titled this Bird's Eye View. And it kind of hit me last night as I was finishing up my prep. Helicopters are cool. Yeah, they're cool. But you don't see many on the ground. You know, I rarely see a helicopter on the ground. Okay? I mean, it's rare. But I call it bird's eye view because you see birds a lot. You see birds all over the place. They still have the view that the helicopters have. And they can move very agile and sometimes into a front of a excursion. And they move and they still have that same perspective of everything. But the cool part is that they come down. They come down and land. And I think that better exemplifies our God. You know, he has this cool plan. He has this really high perspective of what's happening. But then he also comes down and helps us. He also comes down and ministers to us and speaks to us and helps us along. I will counsel you. I will show you the way. I will take you to really cool places if you just listen to me. So that's why I kind of changed this into bird's eye view. You know, the helicopter was cool for the police chases, but birds, you see them everywhere. And I want to encourage you for the next week, or maybe for the rest of your life if this really settles with you. For your next however long, every single time you see a bird, just be reminded of the Lord. You know, of how close he actually is to us. That he still flies around and says, hey, I've still got this master plan for you. But then he comes and sits with you at the park. Then he comes into your courtyard at school. Then he comes into youth group. Then he comes into your bedroom when you're struggling. Then he comes everywhere. It's really hard to not see birds in Colorado. They're everywhere. So next time you see a bird, just, you know, I like to call these praise prayers. It's just like, Lord, thank you. That's a prayer. Lord, thank you for being close. You are incredible for being close. Thank you for looking out for me. And what will happen the longer you do that is your perspective will completely shift off of the junk that's going on and of how good our God is. And your entire life will change. I guarantee Jeff Jones tonight will be a different guy next Thursday if he has this perspective shift of just being aware of where God is. Because he's everywhere. That's encouraging. That's comforting. In our weakest moments, he's still there. Cool? Watch how your focus changes. You'll have a great peace about you. You'll have this great comfort about you. And nothing can stop you. Because if God is for you, nothing can stand against you. No matter how hard things get. Right? Okay. So, guys, I went through a tough season lately of trying to figure out what God's plan is for me, and what's next for Lex, and of who Lex is called to be, and it's been tough. It's been really tough. Man, my heart's racing. And I always strive to be the best example I can be for you guys, of always following what the Lord's telling me to do, and always being aware of what He's sharing with me at moments. So this is a step for me where I need to be honoring to God. So. I'm not going to be your youth pastor anymore. It's been very clear over the last 6 months of that the way church is not my home anymore, which has really been tough. Because, I've been in the church for 20 years. I've been at the Way Church for 20 years. It was actually called Creekside, and then it was called Creekside Bible Church, and now it's called The Way. I've seen so many changes. I've seen so much stuff with my 20 years at the church. And I don't want to make this big dramatic scene and like we're all going to cry. I'll probably cry. I don't want you guys to. But this is what the Lord has in store for everyone. At some point, you're going to leave your nest. At some point, the Lord's going to call you to a college campus. At some point, the Lord's going to call you to a really cool job. And you have to be obedient. This is the whole New Testament was written after this. Raise up and then send out. I get to be sent out. That doesn't mean that I don't love you guys so much and that I cherish you guys so much. I like to think that you guys have made a greater impact on my life than I've probably made on your life. So yeah, it's been a really tough season of trying to figure out, God, are you really doing this? Are you really calling me away from this? We've built this amazing thing here. I don't want to leave. There's a lot of fruit being produced here. But Gideon needed 3 examples. I needed like 7. I needed 7 encounters with the Lord saying, hey, it's time. So, with that, I'm sorry. But with that, you have awesome leaders. You have the best leaders ever. Honestly. It's incredible. The Lord has blessed me significantly, and the Lord has blessed you big time. You know, you cannot come close to a Tina Cohen hour. If you are a middle school girl, there's nothing better. The Tokarskis, there's nothing better than the Tokarskis. They are awesome. They are a couple after the Lord's heart. Jenny, she's watched me grow up. She was like a leader when I was in this ministry. She is a woman of faith. Tap into these people, Ron. All of these people. Okay? I don't know how to end this.
Can we pray for you?
Yeah. Thank you.
Let's end that way.
Thank you.
Okay.
And it's cool how the Lord showed me this sermon, you know? God has a plan. He's got a plan for me, which is different from a plan from you guys. And that's exciting, because we all have the same plan. I mean, we just be a bunch of robots shuffling around the earth. Right?
Lord, we come before you. And God, we thank you so much for Lex, for his service, for his obedience to you, God, for his heart to follow you. Lord, I know that in one sense this is a sad moment, Lord, because we love our brother. Lord, we appreciate him so much in his service and his leadership. But God, we are excited for your good. Just as you read out of Jeremiah, Lord, we thank you that your plans for our lives are good and your plans for his life. It's good, God.
pray for the hearts of the youth, that they see the example that Lex is showing, and that's to follow your voice. Father, we're not followers of any man, we're not followers of any youth group leader, we're not followers of anything, but we're followers of yours. I thank you, Father, for Lex's obedience, even though it's hard. Lex asked a great question tonight. Do you really believe God has the best in store for you? And it always seems so good whenever it lines up with what we think is best for us. Father, thank you for his obedience as he follows you. I pray, Father, that you surround him with wise counsel. Father, I pray that you surround him with people that pour into him and feed him. And I pray, Father, that you make the path so obvious for him, because I know he wants to be on the path that you have for him. So I praise you, Father, and I thank you. And I know that you're just as active and at work here. You will be next Thursday, and the Thursday after, and the Thursday after. And Father, I pray blessing on Lex as we send him out. We don't want to. And we need to show the same obedience that he's shown. So I praise you, Father. I praise you for Lex and all that he's meant to all of us. I praise you for the young man that he's become because you've shaped it. And I just pray for the journey that he goes on. I pray that he remembers that we all love him here, that we always will love him here. But I pray for those people that he's going to meet and are going to learn to love him. So we thank you, Father, for tonight. We praise you for being here. And we love you. It's in your Son's holy name.
Cool. Love you guys. This isn't my last Thursday. Okay, I have 2 more. And then, yeah. Love you guys. You guys are awesome. You guys have awesome stuff in store for you. Truly. Cool. Well, if you guys would stack a chair, if you need a Bible, take a Bible. Got a couple of parentals out here. See your mama hole.
Get some sleep, okay?
Right, oh.
Have a good night. By the time Mark Sanchez has to throw a football, kill us like or throw an interception. What? Yeah, but it means that the guys that aren't going to make the team are better than their guys that aren't going to make the team.
So cool to see you guys. Thank you for blessing us tonight and coming. You guys got lots going on and stuff like that. But it's really cool that you and that you felt welcome to be here and remembered and all that kind of stuff. So it's so very cool. It's good. But what grade are you in? 9th grade. So you're just starting high school now? Is that high school out there? Nice. Big school, small school?